Common pattern in object-oriented programming called the builder pattern. It's very popular in Java, JavaScript, Python, any other languages where object-oriented programming is fairly popular. Imagine we have a class here called funky class. It has a constructor, and the constructor is very complicated to build, at least in our imagination it is. And so we would build a class called a builder class, and this class would allow us to generate a funky class. So we go up here, we'll accept a parameter, and we'll return an instance of this. Or so we'll set the parameter, state name. A lot of the errors here are coming from the autocomplete in this editor that I'm using in the browser. It's called Code Sandbox. And we'll set the port. This dot port equal to port. And then we'll return this. And we're doing this thing called, I call it context chaining. It probably has an official name. So we'll set the host here. And this dot host. Sorry if my voice sounds weird, I'm kind of sick today. So this, and then we'll have a build method. And this build method, all it does is take all these arguments that we set here, every single argument we set here, and pass it into a new funky class constructor. So we're going to return a new funky class instance from our builder, and we're going to say, this dot host, this dot port, this dot name. And the way that this is happening, it doesn't really matter what I'm doing here, but if your constructor would actually accept things in a certain order, it would matter. And the nice thing about the builder, you can make it as complex or as simple as you'd like. You could validate every single one of these inputs. You could validate everything before you build. You could modify, strip, whatever you want to do to the values that you put in. And so the builder can make a very complicated process very simple. You wouldn't apply this to something maybe with 3 arguments here, but if you had something that had very complex arguments like configuration objects or things that are just kind of strange, a builder object's a very simple way to make something like logically and laconically clear to somebody. So it's very short, simple, and sweet. So here we're going to do a new builder instance, and you see here it's going to just print out the arguments that I pass in. So we're going to say new builder dot set name, set host, and we're going to just set that to star, set port 3000, set application name, which is going to be API, and then we go about and build it. And so you'll see here in our sandbox that it's printing out the arguments just like it's supposed to do. And you'll see here, if you want to check it out, proof is in the pudding, you get a funky class instance back. Thank you. I hope that looks useful to you. You could imagine this being used in a pattern like this, where you just want something fairly straightforward, understandable, and this is very popular for something like generating URLs or generating configuration objects for applications. Bye. Have a good day.